The story opens in the present. Bethany Hartwell, 38, sits alone in her small Chicago apartment above a bakery, sorting through old photographs, mementos of a life shattered 7 years ago. She introduces herself directly to the audience. "My name is Bethany Hartwell, and for 7 years I've lived with the guilt of killing my baby with my defective genes." As she speaks, the story shifts between present reflection and flashbacks. We glimpse her former life, married to Devon Hartwell, now 42, a charming, successful pharmaceutical executive from an elite family. His mother, Vera Caldwell Hartwell, in her 60s, was a retired nurse, controlling and perfection-obsessed. Bethany recalls their whirlwind romance. She was a 31-year-old librarian, quiet and thoughtful. He was ambitious, magnetic, and seemed to truly see her. Their love story felt like destiny. But hints of class tension surface. Vera's disdain for Bethany's modest background, her obsession with lineage and genetics. The section ends with the haunting memory of the day her infant son, Noah, died after 12 days in the NICU. The doctors said it was a genetic metabolic disorder, and Devon's cold words, "Your defective genes killed our baby," became her lifelong curse. The narrative jumps back in time. Bethany recounts the years before tragedy, the illusion of a perfect marriage. Devon's charm, Vera's manipulation, and the slow erosion of Bethany's confidence are all painted vividly. Pregnancy brought fleeting happiness. Devon became attentive, obsessively planning their son's future. Vera, however, insisted on genetic testing for safety. Bethany, whose parents were both adopted, lacked family medical history, something Vera quietly resented. The section builds tension. A baby shower where Vera's toast to the strength of the Hartwell line foreshadows her obsession with purity and perfection. Noah is born premature but healthy. The first 11 days are blissful. Then everything unravels: fever, emergency hospital visit, NICU monitors beeping. Devon grows distant, his love curdling into blame as doctors mention genetic mutations. Vera's presence in the hospital becomes suffocating. She knows people, questions nurses, whispers with Devon. The emotional climax of this section is when Devon says the line that breaks Bethany's soul: "Your defective genes are killing our son." Her silence afterward marks the start of her 7-year exile from herself. Emotional focus, betrayal, helplessness, and the dehumanizing nature of judgment. Theme: love built on conditions can become cruelty in disguise. Back to the present day. Bethany's quiet, monotonous life, working at a small bookstore, avoiding conversations about children, is interrupted by a call that changes everything. Dr. Shannon Reeves from the hospital contacts her. New evidence has surfaced. At first, Bethany assumes it's a mistake. But the doctor insists she come in person. When she arrives, Dr. Reeves shows her security footage and forensic records that prove her son's fall was tampered with, intentionally. The murderer had hospital access and medical knowledge. The screen shows a face Bethany knows too well: Vera Hartwell. Bethany's world collapses again, but differently this time, not from guilt, but from rage and disbelief. The woman who once accused her of being genetically unfit had murdered her baby in cold blood. Flashbacks blend with the revelation. Vera's subtle comments, her control over Noah's treatments, her presence in the NICU that last night, all make horrifying sense now. Bethany experiences a mix of fury and relief. For 7 years, she hated herself. Now she must face that the real monster wore pearls and called herself grandmother. Emotional focus, shock, liberation through truth, and the birth of righteous anger. Theme: truth has the power to heal, but it also destroys illusions. Bethany describes sitting before the court document now labeled murder in the first degree. The guilt that once consumed her has transformed into resolve. Devon, who refused to believe her innocence, must now face his mother's crime and his own silence. Bethany doesn't seek revenge. She seeks justice for Noah and peace for herself. She attends the trial, listens as the evidence unfolds. Chemical traces in Noah's 4 security logs, Vera's hospital keycard. The truth becomes undeniable. Vera is convicted, but Bethany's true closure comes quietly afterward, in a cemetery, placing fresh flowers by Noah's grave. She whispers the same words she always did, but this time with different meaning. "I'm sorry, baby. "Mommy's so sorry for believing I was the one who failed you." She returns to her life not as the broken woman she once was, but as someone reborn from truth. The story closes with Bethany reflecting,